Hello everybody, I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm going to share with you my latest book that I just finished making. I used the same design as this one that we just finished making together. So I used the same design, but I made something completely different. So I'm going to show this to you today. I'll do a flip through of this. After that I'll show you kind of a page by page so you can kind of see that they really are the same book. And then at the very end I'll kind of tell you the story behind the book. With every book I make, I have some kind of a story or thought that goes in with it that I create in my mind, so I'll tell you about that. So first, let's do a little flip through of this one. This is just a sweet little grungy book. I use these delicate pages. This is an old law book from 1961. Let me show you the back real quick. So I took out some of these pages. It was a book that was like thick, I don't know, 3 inches thick. So I took out some of the pages, I coffee dyed them, and then I sewed them together and then created this. So this is the same little pieces. I took pieces left over from the previous book that I made, like I had this one, and I tucked it in there in the little bee. These are little these are tea bags that I tucked in. I wanted it to have kind of a little grungy feel. And this, oops, it's a little stuck there, sister. Flips open. This comes out, and this comes out. So here's a little flip up pocket. Instead of making this one a flip down, I actually just glued it. Everything is sticking right now. And these are a few different separate pieces to pull out of this fun little pocket. I've got my doily. The feet were left over from a different book, and so I was using leftovers, and I liked them, so I just tucked them on in. Here's a little sweet pocket with some little pull-out things. Here's my little banners, and I just tucked some coffee-dyed pieces. So from my book pages, some of the pages don't have any writing on them, so I take those pages also, and then I use them. They're just great to use. And they, like this particular book has a little bit thicker body to it, this book page. So here's a little flip up corner, tuck in. I love this little gal. And I like how she's just kind of peeking out from there. Little pocket. Lots of little just kind of grungy things. Here's a little clip here. This is some crocheting I've been playing around with. Mimi was the one that turned me on to that, and I'm just having a blast. So, and these are just some little pages that I ripped up. And here's another one. This one I have to actually still glue down to cover up my clip. I'm a little ahead of myself showing it to you. You get the idea though, but you can actually see. So I didn't want my clip to show, and so I'm going to pull this up and just glue it over the top, and it'll look like a piece of paper coming down. Another one of those awesome little crocheted things. They're so little and they don't take a lot of time. They're fun making and they add such characters. Actually on my button is another one that I made. So there's 3 different places throughout here. Here's another scrap, and I just put the thread behind it. And I did a scallop instead of along the edges. I put a scallop right here along the edge of this, and I turned this into a little flip. And an extra little piece. I used the Tim Holtz vintage photo to do distressing on it. I also used paint to do some highlighting. It's just a dollar store paint. Highlighting within it. And that's my little book, and I just love the cutie. So let's do a side by side so you can actually see how I might have to. So rather than doing just the cut and paste cover, I did layering. So I have various different dyes. I have a tea bag right in there. Not dyes, laces, excuse me. Can't trust a thing I say. So I just tried to tuck different colors and different things. If you see, there's a little bit of cheesecloth. There's a little scrap of a pink piece of fabric, so that it brought out the pink from the ribbon. So I just layered up, creating a little, kind of a little lacy corsage. It's a word day. Collage. So on the front page, first page here, I showed you how to just do a cut and paste edge, and later on I showed you how to make a pocket. Well, what I chose to do on this one was make a pocket. It's the same concept, and I just layered it up and did distress ink along the layers, and then put a piece in there, and I just like how it turned out. Then we have our little flip page, and they're the same thing right here. Instead of using a doily, I use the tea bag, and they both flip open. So then here's the flip up and down. So we've got it here. So this one flips down. With this one I decided to glue it in a U shape and just create a pocket out of it. We've got the doily. I just use one of my doilies that I got from the baking department. Here's another pocket. I did it a little bit differently, but I just kind of use this as my design palette, if you will, my pattern. So I created a pocket here just by ripping up a book page, and then put some leftover lace and just some of the leftover pieces I had from my kit. Here's the same concept again. I've got my little banners cut with pieces of paper tucked. Why don't I close that up? And then the same thing here. I've got the little corner with my pages tucked in. Here's my little pocket page. Things tucked in right over here. So as you can see, it uses the same concept. I use the bones of the book. So the book, you know, this contains the bones, the design, the pattern, and it frees me up to then do creating with dressing it up, if you will. So it's the same concept here on this page. So see, I've got the strip, and I just put this little paper clip there. I didn't have a little corner pocket, and I didn't see one that I necessarily wanted, but I like just layering that color to bring a little more brightness into the book. And then here's the back page. The same deal with the flip up, the flip page, and that page flips up. So the beauty of doing it like this is, I don't know about you guys, I don't have just a ton of time I can always spend down here. So by doing it this way, I was able to use the pattern and not use my creative thought and energy. I could put the bases of the book together. I use my creative energy in figuring out, how do I want that page to look? How do I want it to appear? So I already knew I wanted to do a flip here, so it's like, so what kind of flip do I want? How do I want it to do? So my energy's going into how to create it and what I want it to look like, instead of what do I want to do there. Does that make sense? So instead of, you've got a book with bones and body. You've got the bones of the book, that's the design of the book, and then you've got the decorations, which is like the dressing of the book, if you were to put clothes on, and you know, what are you going to wear? So that's what that is. And so here's the story behind my book. So I think about the news and how there's just a flood of information and things going on, right? It's just overwhelming and not exciting, not pretty. It's just kind of an ugly little thing. And so that's kind of what this book page reminded me of, just kind of like the grungy, monotony toil of the day, right? And then that little corner right here, I have but God. There's God right there, because that kind of changes everything. He says that we can find good, that we can find beauty in things. And so if you look for the beauty, you're going to find it. And so that's what this was about. So I thought, I'm going to place beauty to be seen with it. So within this muddled page of just all this text and talk and noise, there's this beauty that can be seen if you just look and see it, and your eyes can focus on the beauty rather than on all of the stuff that's, you know, not so joyful and just really adds drudgery to the day or disappointment or whatever. You know what I'm saying, right? So within every page, within the monotony of the page of the day, there's always beauty. So you'll see a splash of color. You see this peeking out, this hidden joy. And like the little pieces, like the little pink pearl stuff, just little bits of elegance. This torn, this ripped here, and I thought, no, I'm not going to cut that off. It's just perfect. It just creates that kind of grungy little life-lived feel. And then you've got all the beauty of everything. So I liked using the pink. I didn't want to use too much. I wanted it to have just enough so it would be a splash of color to kind of catch your eyes and take you away from all of the grunge and the noise of the book, but still having the book and the pages still play center stage. So that's the story behind my book, and I love it. These pages, so like these are just like so thin. I took 2 pages and I glued them together. I did just a glue stick because I didn't want to have the movement of the glue on it. And then I sewed them together, and it has a wonderful crinkly feeling to it. And when you hold it in your hands, it feels so delicate, but yet it feels firm. I just love it. Anyway, so that's my book. I hope you enjoyed seeing it. I loved making it. So I hope you have fun. I hope you make some books that just bring you joy. And I will talk with you another time. Have a great day. Bye.